Ready?
Yes, Judge.
Let's roll.
Council is approaching on
Mr.
page.
DeLuca, how are you, man? Happy Friday.
Good to see you.
You too. You ready?
I have an arraignment. You
Okay.
welcome to come up.
Please.
Top of page 8, Judge.
Page 8, you say?
Yes.
Mr. Curos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay,
Judge, can
please.
you remind me of the last name, please?
Curos with a K.
It's K-I-O. Thank you. On or about February 15th, officers paced a vehicle going 80 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. A traffic stop was initiated. The defendant was the driver of the vehicle. The officers observed slurred speech, an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant appeared disoriented. The defendant stated that he had drank an IPA juice a few hours before at a friend's house. The standard field sobriety tests were conducted. 6 out of 6 HGN, 2 out of 8 walk and turn, and 0 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The DIC was read and consented to. The defendant blew a .139 and a .131.
Okay, any prior DWIs?
No, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Curos, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, if you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a lawyer. Because you have one, I will waive your appearance. So you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but stay in touch with him and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, likewise, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with Fleischer for bond conditions, and then you guys are free to go.
Judge, one thing I wanted to address, I've already spoken with pretrial services. My client has a work trip scheduled for this Sunday through this Thursday.
Okay.
Out of state. I would ask, apparently it's not going to be a frequent thing that he's traveling out of state. Would you consider waiving the drug testing until Friday of next week when he
Well,
gets?
I mean, from the time of the trip to then, okay, but you're not allowed to use. I'm going to test you as soon as you get back. If you test positive, it's really not going to go well for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? Okay,
Thank you.
absolutely.
This way. Let sign for your reset. Judge, we have page 10, written off.
Is this Miss Moss right here?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat in the jury box.
Good morning, Miss Moss. Ma'am, you are charged with theft. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On February 13th, officers responded to a theft call at the Carters located at 1257 West Bay Area Boulevard. Dispatch advised that one female, the co-defendant, was concealing items in a bag and underneath her sweatshirt, while the other female, the defendant, was handing items. Claiming witness stated that the females were walking out of the store past all points of sale. Officers located both females walking out of the store located on the sidewalk next to the store, traveling west on foot. The co-defendant attempted to ditch the clothes where she threw them on the ground. Both females were detained. The co-defendant was identified as a juvenile. The complaining witness provided video footage of the theft, and the total of the merchandise stolen was $186.
Okay. Do you have the co-defendant? Do we have it? That person here? Do you know? Do you have a cause number?
It's a juvenile, Judge.
Juvenile.
Believe that they would be in.
Okay. All right, Ms. Moss, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any Carters. Do you understand? You were on bond for another case, and now you've picked up a new case. Really, at some point, we're going to just revoke the bonds and make them high. If you're a danger to the public, there's only one place that we have. Do you understand, Ms. Moss? Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay. Do you mind filing no going to any Carters, please? And who is the co-defendant? Like, do you have a relation? Because I'm going to order no contact with that person.
Let's see, Judge, if I can find it.
Whatever.
I just have the identifying information, the initials IM. I believe she's 15 years old.
Is there, or did they list a relation of some sort? Do you know?
I don't see it on the danger arm. We don't have the evidence report back yet.
I guess we'll wait and let me see. So for now, ma'am, I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. I need you to fill in an application for me, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? Okay, please, Deputy Manager, would you? Okay, Matt,
Just discovery order, put in your queue for.
I'll sign it. I saw it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Did you put it in? Come on. I got it now, Matt. Hey. She has an open injury to a child. Who is the CW in an injury to a child case?
Page 1,
Is it,
Andre,
is it the
come
co-defendant?
on up. Martel?
No.
It's not the same.
Vic, who's-
Yes. Just bottom of page 1.
are you Miss Andre?
Yes.
Miss Andre, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On February 16th, officers were dispatched to a disturbance in Harris County, Texas. Officer made contact with the complaining witness who stated that he and the defendant had been in a 2-year dating relationship. Complaining witness stated that he broke up with the defendant and was trying to kick her out of the apartment. And the complaining witness was trying to force her out. The defendant punched him several times in the body, bit him, and broke a wine bottle on his head. The officer observed an open wound on the complainant's head and bite marks.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. There's a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate that protective order, the state can and will file a violation of protective order against you. Now's not the time to fight your case. I mean, if you need a lawyer, we can help you with that. Otherwise, you can go hire a lawyer and speak to them and they can help you fight the case. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer or would you like a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at it. Hold on.
I'm sorry, I thought. you were
I'm issuing bond conditions on you now. You're not to have any contact. You're not to have any contact with this person. And I don't want you to have any weapons. If I find that you're a danger to my public, I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? Okay, Deputy Manager, do you mind? Okay, I'll have you sign a reset and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.
All right, Judge, counsel is approaching for the top of page 12.
Okay,
Chavez, Vargas.
can you file no contact and no weapons, please, on Miss Andre?
Yes, Judge.
Thanks. Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Buenos días, señor. Parece aquí, por favor, conteste a voz alta.
Okay.
You are Mr. Pavez Vargas.
Vargas.
Sí.
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 15th,
El 15 de febrero.
officers
Los
observed
oficiales observaron
Nissan SUV failed to maintain a
que no
single lane
mantenía una vía
5 times
5 veces
and observed it
y
to slow down
observaron que
and
bajó la
rapidly
velocidad
accelerate.
y rápidamente aceleraba
several times
varias veces
before initiating a
antes
traffic
de
stop.
iniciar el acto.
The officer observed the
El
defendant to be
oficial observaron que
and
el
delayed in
acusado
responding
se
to
tardaba
his
en responder
questions
a las preguntas
and struggled to locate his
y
driver's
luchaba
license.
para localizar su licencia de manejar.
The defendant
El
advised he
acusado
was coming from a wedding
dijo que venía de una boda
and he had one
y que
beer.
había tomado una cerveza.
Standard field
Le
sobriety
hicieron
tests
las
were performed,
pruebas de campo,
4 out of 6,
4 de un 6,
HDN,
HDN,
4 out of 8,
4 de
walk
un
and
8,
turn,
caminar y voltear,
3 out of
y
4,
3
one
de
leg stand.
4 para dar una pierna.
The defendant consented to breath
El acusado dio permiso para dar su aliento
and he blew a
y sopló
.08.
.08.
You said that he
Eh,
5 times
5 veces
failed to maintain a single lane of traffic.
una vía de carril,
And you said that he slowed down
su
and then he
velocidad.
sped up.
Yes, Judge.
What else?
¿Qué más?
Because as far as the 5, that's just completely conclusory. So I take nothing with it, right? I mean, everybody slows down, goes back fast. So
Bajan su velocidad.
what else do you have as far as any kind of traffic infraction other than that?
Y por
That's
parte
what I'm
de eso,
reading in
eso es lo que leo.
this judge. Let me see if there's
En
any
esto,
more
señor.
information in the office.
Su señoría, deje ver si hay más en la defensa, en el reporte.
It does say that
Dice
after the
que
emergency equipment was turned on,
Se
the
prendió
suspect failed
el
to
equipo
pull
de
over for
emergencia.
approximately 2 minutes.
que él no se paró por aproximadamente 2 minutos.
I don't know if he articulated more maybe in an OR, but there's just not much there. I mean, Blaze, I can give you a little bit of time if you want to try to pull the OR, maybe in like 10, 15 minutes.
Y más para que miren a ver lo que hay. Otros 10 o 15 minutos. Y que no se mantuvo en una vía nunca.
Okay, all right, Mr. Pavez Vargas, I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward in your case. Sir, we have enough death and destruction on our streets as it is. Be mindful of this. If you want to have 15 beers, 32 shots of tequila, take an Uber. Save yourself the trouble. Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Yes, sí.
Okay, all right, thank you. Please.
All right, Judge, counsel is approaching on page 9. Mata. Come on up.
Good morning, Judge.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Mata. Sir, you're charged with, it's just an UCW, right?
Yes, Judge.
You're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 15th, officers observed a vehicle with unconfirmed insurance status. A traffic stop was initiated. The officers observed the smell of marijuana coming from the vehicle. The defendant stated that he had marijuana in the car. The defendant handed officers a glass jar containing a blunt of marijuana. There was another half-burnt blunt inside the jar. Officers found a loaded .45 handgun in the driver's side door pocket.
All right, Mr. Mata, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. The only conditions I'm putting on your bond now is that you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? If you do not have car insurance, don't drive. It's a part of your bond conditions. I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Doesn't matter. Car insurance is an important thing that you must maintain. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to have them fill out bond or paperwork for you to sign. After that, you'll be free to go. There are no other conditions. Just be careful. Don't pick up any new cases. Otherwise, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail likewise. You've got a lawyer. She will take care of you. She will tell you when you have to come back to court. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time, but stay in touch with counsel. I'll have you sign a reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. You sign it, and then you'll be free to go. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Have fun.
You too.
All right, Judge, next is page 2 and 3. Castillo, Edgar.
Go ahead and sign for this.
I also.
You are on bond for a theft, and now you've picked up another theft and an evading arrest. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 13th, officers were dispatched to a theft call at Lowe's. The officer spoke to the complaining witness, who's the loss prevention officer. The loss prevention officer stated that the defendant entered the store and put a speaker into his backpack. The loss prevention officer followed the defendant around the store. The defendant walked out of the store, passing all points of sale.
Hold on.
Purchase the item.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
I was gonna give him a coloring book. Okay, go ahead. So he's in Lowe's?
Yes.
All right.
The complaining witness attempted to stop the defendant. The defendant did not stop. The officer was on scene when the complaining witness was attempting to stop the defendant. The officer told the defendant to stop running and the defendant did not comply. The defendant ran approximately half a mile from the Lowe's. The officer caught up with the defendant on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. The defendant attempted to resist detainment. The value of the item stolen was $129. And the defendant started to run from the complaining witness towards the nearby apartment.
Mr. Castillo, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward on your theft and your evading arrest. Deputy Miranda, I'm now revoking your bond on your first case. You will now go into custody. I told you not to pick up any new cases. You've picked up 2 new cases. You will now stay with me. Goes with you.
I'm sorry about that, sir.
Can you appoint him a lawyer, please? I will appoint you a lawyer now and we'll talk, but no, you can't continue. Unacceptable.
Good, what's the new bond amount?
5,002
We're voting on the original.
on the original theft, right? So, where was the first one from? And now we're at Lowe's.
Yes.
Okay, so now no more any, I guess, home improvement stores in Houston, including Lowe's, Home Depot, what, Bearings. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Let's roll.
Next, Judge, is page 4, Frasier.
You are Trevon Frazier. Mr. Frazier, you're charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Officers were dispatched to burglary of a motor vehicle. the complaining witness Hargrove and complaining witness Vargas stated that their backpacks were stolen from their work truck. They stated that their vehicle was unlocked. A witness was able to provide ring camera footage showing a suspect walking across the street to the vehicle. A few minutes afterwards, it was found that complaining witness Hargrove's phone was used to send $400 via Cash App from the complaining witness Hargroves to the defendant. Officers were able to use this transaction to get a picture of the defendant through the Cash App. The complaining witness Hargroves sent this photo to a cousin and said that a friend knew the defendant from high school. Officers looked on social media sites and matched the pictures to the Cash App account.
Okay. Mr. Frasier, so you also had a theft case. I didn't realize. So you're charged with theft. You're also charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. When was this? Was this in the middle of the night?
It was at.
The B&B?
It sounds like, officers were dispatched at 6:23 p.m.
Hmm.
Sorry, George, 2:23 p.m.
So 2:22 in the afternoon. Okay. Mr. Frasier, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. And if that means making you bond really high and putting you in custody, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
Right. I work at a nursing home. I work at a nursing home.
So you do work.
Yes.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir? Okay, Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you supervised. You're not to be in possession of any weapons as well. Do you understand? I'm telling you, behave yourself while you're out there in the free world, because if you don't, the free world will be taken from you. Fleischer, also no contact with the complaining witness, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 5. Guzman, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Guzman. Sir, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to a year in jail because of the deadly weapon paragraph. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 2nd, 2025, at approximately 5:30 p.m., officer was dispatched to 1201 Spencer Highway in Harris County, Texas for criminal trespass. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant attempted to stab him with a knife in the parking lot. Officers attempted to make contact with the defendant, and the defendant began running north through a strip center and tried to hide behind the strip center. The officers told the defendant to get on the ground and he continued to walk toward officers and refused to take his hands out of his pocket. The defendant was arrested. Officers retraced the defendant's path and located a knife. The defendant admitted to having the knife and stated several males tried to jump him in the parking lot. The defendant stated one male tried to stab him and he was defending himself. Officers spoke to the complaining witness again. They said that he was in the store purchasing items and the defendant was asked to leave by the employees in the store. Complaining witness stated that the defendant refused to leave and got into a verbal altercation with the employees. The defendant left, then waited outside in the parking lot and started asking people for money. The complaining witness told the defendant that employees had asked him to leave. The defendant pulled out a knife and brandished it in his hand and started walking towards the complaining witness. The complaining witness stated that there was about 25 feet between them. The witness saw the defendant walk towards the complaining witness.
So he goes back into the store after he leaves and after they told him to leave.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Guzman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Let me tell you that you're lucky that you're not charged with multiple felonies as well as it is, you know? I am ordering you not to be in possession of weapons and not to go back to this place. Do you understand?
Sir.
If I find that you become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you, Mr. Guzman. You know, really. Where was this? Please.
All the ones since we're driving, we will have that store that. I think back as a high-tech auto sound.
Do you need a lawyer today, Mr. Guzman?
Sir, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already have an affidavit from Deputy Randall. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you go sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm gonna find your lawyer here momentarily. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions.
Sir.
You have missed court once. This is your second PR bond that they gave you. You will not get another one. If you miss court again, I'm telling you, your bond will, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Thank you
I'm
for,
giving you a lawyer. All you need to do is stay out of trouble.
Uh,
Make wise decisions.
sir, can I say,
No,
I just want to thank you for,
Just,
I called last week and I was supposed to come. I had a car problem. I didn't even think, thank you for giving me the second chance on the PR bond. You know, and I mean, it was, I called, I understand.
you're out. All I'm asking you to do is make good decisions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
Give you a lawyer here momentarily. Just, all right, hang tight. Let me have you sign the reset and then we'll have you go back.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, Judge, next is page 6.
So no weapons, no going
Harrison,
back.
Come on up.
Thanks.
Wait, man.
Oh,
Page 6, Harrison.
this is the one where we were, you remember? It was like maybe 2 days ago, the two Bs.
Yes, yeah, oh, yes, sir. I did.
Good morning, Ms. Harrison.
Hey, good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On February 15th, officers observed a vehicle temporarily tagged. The officers ran a temporary tag and returned to court. Defendant Martin was the driver and defendant Harrison was the passenger. Defendant Harrison stated that she was the owner of the vehicle and that she had purchased the tag from an unknown individual off Facebook.
Okay. Ms. Harrison, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run her license, see if she has a valid Texas driver license, please?
Yes,
Okay. Ms. Harrison, did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Apply for one.
Okay. So Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. Do not drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? These are your bond conditions. If I find that you're driving without either, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Understand, man?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 7, Huddleston.
Good morning, Mr. Huddleston. Sir, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 16th, officers observed a vehicle with a temporary tag which came back with no return. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant was the driver and sole occupant. The defendant stated he knew about the tag and had been pulled over the week prior. The defendant stated his mom went to the dealership and bought a new buyer's tag for the car. The defendant did not know how much the new tag was bought for.
So why does Mr. Huddleston get charged then? Oh, it's pled differently. It's pled differently. That's why. See. It's pled here as use as opposed to purchasing, you know? And I think that that's why. So let me see.
And I did notice some, it showed up as tampering with the record of insurance document, but it looks like on the complaint, it is tampering without the record of the complaint.
Hereinafter, style the defendant heretofore February 16th did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, and knowingly use a governmental record, namely Texas temporary tag attached hereto as Exhibit A with knowledge of its falsity. So one of the parts is it says with knowledge of its falsity.
Yes, Judge.
Does he know of its falsity?
Well, upon the officer approaching the vehicle,
Okay.
he knew immediately what the traffic stop was for. That he'd been pulled over the week prior because of it.
He had been
Yes.
and advised that it was no good? Just read it one more time.
Officers observed the vehicle temporary tag which came back with no return. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant was the driver and sole occupant. The defendant stated he knew about the tag and had
Okay.
been pulled over for the vehicle.
Right. Okay, all right. Mr. Huddleston, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, see if he has a valid Texas license, please? I am ordering you as a condition of your bond, sir, not to drive any vehicle unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
These are your bond conditions, meaning that if you don't follow these bond conditions, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. You will go to jail. No more PR bonds. What's more is you are on felony probation. You've now picked up a new case. Best be on the lookout. It's very possible that they now issue a warrant on you.
His license is valid. Judge.
Okay, so you mind filing that then? No driving with that vote, please. Tell me, Mr. Huddleston, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. All right? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. You understand? Okay, come on.
Next, Judge, is page 10. Murdoch, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Murdoch. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 16th, officers observed a blue Kia Forte at the 6300 Antoine Drive. The officers observed the vehicle make a U-turn where there's a prohibited U-turn sign. A traffic stop was initiated. Officers had previously observed this vehicle pulling out of a known after-hours bar located at 6314 Antoine Drive, Harris County, Texas. The defendant was a driver. Officers observed bloodshot eyes and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 Bud Lights. Standard field sobriety tests were performed, 6 out of 6 HGN, 1 out of 4 one-leg stand, and 4 out of 8 walking turn. The officer observed a 12-ounce Bud Light bottle of beer that was open and about 3/4 full upon an inmate.
Drinking in the car while driving.
There were also 2 unopened shooters and tequila in the console. The defendant consented to breath. DAC came back as 0.112 and 0.109.
I missed the basis for the stop. Can you tell me that one more time?
They saw the vehicle perform a U-turn in an area where the U-turn was prohibited.
Okay. Mr. Murdoch, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I would figure that it was damn elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You were not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. And I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 children. Do you understand? Every time you drive, it's punishable by up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Can you look to see if he has any prior DWIs, please? Look, what kind of, does he have any prior DWIs, please?
No, Judge, no prior DWIs.
Okay. Mr. Murdoch, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you if I find that you're using. Likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify. Heed this warning, Mr. Murdoch. You will not get another one. Do not become a danger to my city. All right?
Get this way. Next judge is page 7, Jimenez. Come on up.
How long was this last one? Let's go back to source right hand.
You are Edgar Jimenez. You speak English? Mr. Jimenez, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Shh. Okay.
On February 4th, officers were dispatched to a domestic dispute. The complaining witness stated that she and the defendant had been in a dating relationship for 1.5 years. The complaining witness stated that on that day, the defendant pushed her to the ground, causing pain and an abrasion on her elbow. The officer observed the abrasion on her elbow. The complaining witness stated that the defendant had assaulted her continuously over the course of the relationship and had been getting progressively worse.
The bond is set at $10,000, which is just extremely high. Do you know why? Complaining witness reported to law enforcement that she is assaulted by defendant at least once per month. Defendant exhibited a firearm during the instant assault. Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to be in possession of any weapons. If I find that you violate either, I will take the bond and I'm going to go nuts on this bond. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your bond is already set at $10,000, so you can imagine if it gets revoked, how high it'll go. There's a protective order that was issued on the 20th of the month. I would get to know it. If you violate any of the conditions on this protective order, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up here. Do you understand? You violate conditions on a violation of a protective order, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond, zero bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my county. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is there any allegation of alcohol or drug usage, anything like that?
It does say in, the recall that he's getting treatment, but I don't know exactly what that is for, Judge.
Mr. Jimenez, I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, your bond will be revoked. You will go into custody. Do you understand? Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'll first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you get with police if your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Be careful while you're out there. Do you understand? You get no more warnings. All right?
All right, Judge, next is page 11, Norton, come on up.
Are you Jackson Norton?
Sir.
Mrs. Norton, you were charged with 2 counts of assault bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
February 15th, officers responded to 1025 West Mass Parkway, bar Buckwild in Harris County, Texas, regarding a disturbance. The first complainant stated that he was located at the bar ordering drinks and was in a conversation with the defendant. After the complainant turned around and the defendant struck him on the right side of his face. A second complainant stated that he observed that the defendant was leaning over the first complainant, physically hitting the first complainant. In an attempt to break it up, the second complainant grabbed the defendant, and the defendant turned around and punched him on the side of the head. The second complainant stated that he believed he was unconscious for multiple seconds. When he woke up, he was laying on the ground. The defendant left the establishment where his bouncers were able to locate and detain the defendant in the parking lot. A witness, the bartender, observed a spill on the second complainant. The second complainant had injuries to the left side of his face where it was pink, and there appeared to be broken blood vessels under the skin, with a small laceration near the end of his eyebrow, where there was a small amount of blood. The first complainant advised he felt pain and had a small lesion on the end of his elbow next to his eyebrow next to his hair.
So we have 2 assaults that were dismissed early last year. Any of the complaining witnesses the same?
No, Judge.
Same set of facts, whereas alcohol as well?
The previous assaults happened at a high school graduation party.
But there was alcohol?
Yes, Judge, it's not like that was alcohol.
Mr. Norton, I'm now going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now putting an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you do, I will put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond high. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
We're now working on our 4th, so I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. Do not use alcohol, do not use illegal drugs, no weapons, no going to any bars, clubs, establishments where it's 50% or more alcohol, no going out in the middle of the night. You will get a curfew as well.
Judge DBS. Whisper.
Sure.
Nine to 6.
Sure, yeah.
Judge, I leave earlier in the morning for work.
I'll give you a lawyer. I'll have the lawyer talk with you, work out any kind of detail, but my concern and my only concern is the protection of my city, and I'm gonna do it at all costs.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Nothing else matters to me in this life right now. If I find that you're in danger, I only have one place for you.
Yes, sir.
Waive all the fees, please. Mr. Norton, I'll have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer and I'll see whether you qualify. I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign all the conditions. And then I'll take a look at the application, sir.
Yes, sir.
Judge, next is page 13. Rodriguez, come on up.
With either of the complaining witnesses, right? No going to like bars, clubs. You, Luis Gilberto Rodriguez.
Sir.
Mr. Rodriguez, you were charged with reckless driving. You were facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
14 officers were assigned to after crimes units in Harris County, Texas on an operation targeting illegal pre-existing and parking lot takeovers in an undercover capacity. An officer at 11737 East Tex Freeway in Harris County, Texas, observed the driver of a 2007 flatbed Ram with one multiple donuts in the parking lot. The vehicle was maneuvered in tight circular motions, causing the rear tires to lose traction and produce visible smoke at all stations. That Ram headed towards the exit of the parking lot when the vehicle executed a burnout, causing its tires to emit smoke and a loud screeching noise. As the driver of the Dodge Ram initiated a turn to proceed east on East Mount Houston Road, while the vehicle fishtailed. During the maneuver, the Dodge Ram flew close to striking several vehicles and almost had multiple accidents. The officers conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle.
Got it. Can you look to see any priors of this same or similar nature, please?
Yes, Judge, I'm not showing any criminal history.
No? Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, or one more thing, if you can look for a license, please,
Yes.
valid license. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Let me just give you a little warning that the Texas legislature has made it very easy for DAs across the state of Texas to seize and take cars for people who participate in this type of activity. In fact, I think that there was a news conference maybe 2 days ago where they're cracking down on this type of behavior. And I've seen it where here we have people who've had their cars seized and taken when they're multiple times in this. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in any street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving, anything of this nature. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
Yes, sir.
And then I will take your driving privileges away.
Sir.
Do you understand?
Sir.
So do you mind filing that no reckless driving, donuts, et cetera? All right, Mr. Rodriguez, how old are you, sir?
18, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Or would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay. Deputy Miranda, Deputy Miranda's gonna give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt of Victoria while you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. You
Yes, sir.
understand? Okay.
All right, Judge, next is page 14, Shaw.
And then sign the agreement. All right, go and see the deputy.
Everyone in front of the judge.
John. Mr. Shaw, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On February 12th, officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle bearing a paper Texas tag. And in NCIC, TCIC search of the tag came back with no results, so a traffic stop was initiated. Officers made contact with the defendant. Defendant said that he purchased the motor vehicle approximately 2 months ago for $2,000 from a mutual acquaintance, but did not have title to the vehicle and did not have insurance or proof of financial responsibility, and that he purchased the tag from a separate mutual acquaintance for $80. The defendant stated that the paper tag was not affixed to the rear of the motor vehicle he purchased, and that he purchased the tag separately until he could have the motor vehicle registered.
Mr. Shaw, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand?
Yes.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today, which is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive without either. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Bond forfeiture citation on the sides.
Okay. Mr. Shaw, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I will take a look at an application. I need you to fill it out for me. I need to know everything about you, what kind of car you drive, how much money you have at the bank, how much money you make. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify.
Yes, sir.
For now, I'm going to have you also sign this affidavit that you're not to drive without insurance as well.
Judge, is that also going to be a state's law condition?
No, I'll just have him do this.
Okay. Go ahead and sign for your receipt, please. Next, Judge, is the Spanish speaker, page 14. Soto, come on up.
Buenos días, señor. Yo soy su intérprete.
¿Cómo?
Yo soy su intérprete. Intérprete.
Oh, intérprete. Oh,
Por favor, conteste a voz alta, señor.
sí.
We're Mr. Soto.
Ese señor
Soto,
Soto Salazar.
You were charged with
Ha sido
theft.
acusado con robo.
You were facing up to 6 months in jail
6 meses en la
and or a $2,000 fine.
una multa de $2,000.
You're going to do probable cause.
Es probable. Ella no va a leer.
You have the right to remain silent.
De hecho, mantener silencio
Anything you say can or will be used against you.
será usado en su contra.
You have the right to have an
Tiene el
attorney
derecho a tener un
present.
abogado decente.
If you cannot
Si
afford
usted
one,
no puede pagarle a
we'll give one to
uno
you.
se le nombrará.
On February 15th,
El 15 de febrero,
officers were
los
dispatched
oficiales
to
fueron
code
despachados
3 shoplifting
a un
arrest
código 3
to a Target in
a
Harris
una
County,
tienda
Texas.
Target en el condado Harris, Texas.
The loss prevention
El
officer
oficial de
stated that on
prevención
January
dijo
25th,
que el 25 de enero
the defendant
el
selected a
acusado
vacuum
colectó
and
un
proceeded to
aspirador
the front of the
y
store,
llegó a la parte al frente de la
and passed all
tienda
points of
y
sale.
pasó todos los puntos de venta,
making no attempt to pay for the
no
vacuum,
intentando de pagar por la aspiradora
and exited the store
salió de la
with the
tienda
unpaid vacuum.
con la aspiradora sin pagar.
The complainant stated that the total
Que
amount of
el
loss
total de pérdida
was $299.99.
$299.99.
Then on February 15th,
Entonces, el 15 de febrero,
the defendant
el
selected a
acusado
pair of
eligió
shoes
un par de
from the
zapatos
same
de
Target,
la misma tienda Target.
proceeded to the front of the
Pues al
store,
frente de la tienda,
made no attempt to pay for the
no
pair of
atentó de
shoes,
pagar por el par de zapatos.
and attempted to
Y
exit the
atentó
store
de
with the
salir de la
unpaid pair
tienda
of shoes.
con el par de
Loss
zapatos sin
prevention
pagar.
officer
El oficial
detained the defendant
detuvo al acusado
prior to exiting the
antes
store.
de que saliera de la tienda.
Total value,
Lo di- lo di-
$34.30.
El total value,
$34.30.
$34.09.
Los zapatos no se pagaron.
The shoes, I paid for them.
Mr. Soto,
Señor Soto,
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Adelante con su caso.
As a condition of your bond, sir,
¿Dónde fianza, señor?
you are not to go back to this
De
target.
regresar a esa tienda Target.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende? Yes.
Chances are, every time you walk into that Target, they know exactly who you are. So there are eyes all over you every time you go back to that
Cada
Target.
vez que usted va a esa tienda.
For now, while this case is open, you're not allowed to go back to this Target.
No se le permite
It
regresar
is a condition of your bond.
fianza.
Está bien.
All right.
If I find that you go back,
Encuentro que usted regresa.
if I find that you pick up a new theft case,
Caso de robo,
I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail.
fianza y lo pongo en la cárcel.
Sí, está
Yes.
bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Would you like a court-appointed
Quiere que
lawyer?
nombren un abogado en la corte.
No sé, no.
I don't know. I don't know. an
You need a
attorney.
lawyer to represent you in this case.
Abogado que los represente en este caso.
The two options you have are you can
Tiene-
apply for a court-appointed lawyer,
Una-
or you can go hire a lawyer.
la corte.
No va a dar aquí.
An attorney from here.
El abogado de aquí.
An attorney from
So
here.
what we will do now, I will have you sign a reset with Victoria.
Ah, la fecha.
I will have you take a seat in the jury box.
Sienta
We are going to generate our bond conditions for you to sign them,
confianza para que
and
se
then
lo
we will
firme.
also look for a lawyer for you.
También buscamos un abogado.
Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions and until you've met with the lawyer.
Fuerza. Ya hablé con el
Okay,
abogado.
está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Bye-bye.
All right, Judge, the next is page 15, Vieira, come on up.
You Daniel Wilson.
Javier, Christopher.
Oh, Christopher Vieira.
So,
Mr. Vieira, you are charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 24th of 2023, officers observed a dark sedan stopped at the light traveling westbound on Washington Street. And when the light turned green, the officer began to go, and the motor vehicle, a black BMW, almost struck the patrol vehicle on Shepherd Drive, causing the officer to hit the brakes. The motor vehicle then proceeded to drive southbound in North Shepherd, driving down a one-way street. A traffic stop was conducted. The officers approached the vehicle and observed a mild odor of alcoholic beverage coming from the vehicle and an open liquor bottle on the floorboard behind the passenger seat. The defendant was identified as Christopher Vieira. The defendant was observed to have bloodshot eyes and slurred speech. The defendant stated that he had not been drinking and he was just driving around. As officers were conducting the walk and turn, the defendant stated he had surgery on his foot/leg when he was a baby and that something was wrong with him. HGN, 6 out of 6 clues, walk and turn, 5 out of 8 clues, and a one-leg stand, 2 out of 4 clues. During an inventory search, the officers found that open Espolon tequila bottle. The DIC was red and the defendant consented. The breath results were 0.133 and 0.1.
We've had a lot of issues with Mr. Vieira. And this case is now 700 days old. Take a seat for me in the jury box. Let's wait for his lawyer to get here.
All right, Judge, next is page 15, Wells, come on up.
How many more?
And then one more.
And then what?
Just 2 in total.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Wells. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On February 15th, officers were dispatched by the Harris County Transit Authority dispatch to a reckless driver in the 5200 block of South End Houston Tollway. Officers observed the vehicle failed to maintain a single lane and nearly strike three different vehicles. A traffic stop was initiated. Officer observed slurred speech and disheveled clothing. The defendant admitted to drinking. SFSTs were performed 6 out of 6 PHPN with verbal nystagmus. Officer was not able to conduct the walking turn in the one leg stand due to being unable to maintain her balance. The defendant consented to breath, came back as a point 296 and 0.297.
Any prior DWIs? Ms. Wells, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run your license as well, please? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you consume anything, I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time to address it, because if it becomes an issue, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Mhm.
Tobacco drugs.
Okay, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If you don't have car insurance, you may not drive. Do you understand?
Mhm.
Okay. Tell me, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you do, then we'll appoint you someone. For now, I'm going to have you meet with Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. You'll eventually get with Fleischer your bond conditions, and then Deputy Miranda will give you an application.
Next judge is page 16. Wilson, come on up.
Jose Mata? Jose Mata, he's coming.
Thank you.
You are you Wesley Williams? Sorry, okay. Daniel Wilson. Okay, Mr. Wilson, you were charged with theft. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 18th, 2023, complaining witness saw the defendant enter the store, which was a Dick's Sporting Goods, and try on a pair of sunglasses and then request to try on a pair of shoes. The defendant tried on the shoes and placed them back to the box and continued to browse. He then selected a pair of socks and then put the socks and the shoes on and exited the aisle and made no attempt to take the merchandise to the sale. Total value of the goods was $185. Officers reviewed the victim's video and confirmed that there was no attempt made to pick the goods. The complaining witness was able to recognize the defendant from one of his prior booking photos using a photo.
What does that mean, prior booking photos from?
Are you asking for what is charged in the crime?
I'm guessing he has a prior theft at the same place?
You guys have a prior theft charge. Let me look up the story.
Does he have any open cases right now?
No, judge, just this theft. The previous theft was from a different store.
Mr. Wilson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to go to any Dick's Sporting Goods at all, anywhere. Do you understand? I'm going to protect everyone in my city and everything. If I find that you become a danger, I only have one place for you. Do you understand? That's not an answer.
So
Better. You have this air of arrogance to you, Mr. Wilson, but you're now here. Really? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you'll be free to go, sir.
Judge, that's it for now.
Okay. Are you ready? I know you've been waiting patiently, so I'm ready when you are.
All right, go ahead and sign.
Thank you, I'm Harry this morning.
What is this?
This is from yesterday when we had, Mr. Woodward show up. We had him appointed for
This
Bismarck.
says that Mr. Bismarck is gonna represent.
Oh, the murder. Yes, sir, that's that. She's gonna be. For the one else.
I don't know what happened yesterday, what.
That's the last thing that's supposed to and I.
Is this off docket or on docket?
It's off docket, Your Honor. We were set for trial next Tuesday. I know the court doesn't like to do things on trial date, so we brought him in today to finish this. So one off your trial docket on Tuesday.
So, Mr. Ibarra, you were charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense.
Yes, sir.
You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand something very important, that you are making a lifetime decision today and a very serious one, because anytime you get pulled over from now on, an officer is going to look you up and they're going to see DWI, yada. What do you think they're going to do if they come up to you and they smell alcohol?
I'm straight to jail. Bring me to jail again.
Right. This time, though, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Because then a third DWI, it's a third-degree felony. You're looking at a whole boatload of time in custody. Up to 10 years in prison. And all you need to do is just have the faintest smell. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because it's a huge risk. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to this, it will go on your record. It'll stay there for the rest of your life.
Understood.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at a refinery.
How?
Aviation thing.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you is because there is a surcharge that you're going to be required to pay. We will give you time to pay it, but this is a second offense, so you're going to be required to pay it. It's a $6,000 surcharge that tacks onto you. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll waive the court costs.
Yes,
He's
Your
going to
Honor.
be required to pay that fee.
Yes, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I did have one request that I wanted to put forth before the court. Due to his job, he is a foreman at his job. I wanted to see if possible the court would consider allowing him to do his jail time on weekends.
No, like
He said he can literally do every weekend until it's satisfied.
we're not allowed to do that.
I explained to him the court's general rule.
All right. You're going to have to do it flat. It'll be easier now. If you want to go in later today, by 6 PM, we can do that. If you want to go in now, you can go do that now, but it's got to be a continuous
Yes, sir.
stretch. What do you want to do? You want to go in now or do you want to go in later
Bring me
today?
down.
Right now?
6
Yes, sir.
p.m.
Okay. All right. So Deputy Rand, do you mind remanding him into custody so he can serve his time?
Be back in a minute. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be excused. Have a good weekend. I told him the court's policy, Your Honor, but he
Yeah.
still wanted me to ask.
Problem is that it costs way too much in man time.
Yes,
We don't even do sweep anymore, which is like a work release program. They don't do any of that anymore. Since COVID, it's
Okay.
all,
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
let me see. Okay, guys. Yeah, take care. Yeah, come on up. So 6,000.
Next Saturday.
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm here, Mr. Ricky Gaskin.
Sounds familiar.
He's in custody. He had a theft and he picked up 2 cases, another theft and a harassment charge.
Yes. It's on docket today?
It is.
Okay. What would you like?
Just with him, Your Honor, we just need another court date.
Yeah, absolutely.
He already has a bond. He has bond conditions. I'm pretty sure it's something we're gonna solve. We're just pending on that, on the felony charge on what he wants.
Maybe you can work out some kind of global. Yeah, so the deal is this though, you know, felony courts tend to set stuff far in the future. I don't like to do that because sometimes things resolve up there and then they get forgot about down here. So, I don't like to do more than 30 days of a reset.
Okay.
Because he's not set till like mid-April. Why don't we set it 30 days? If nothing's changed, come back, then we can give you, after that, the day after felony. Do you know what's happening up there? Anything?
Don't have any news about it. This case is relatively new up with them.
Right.
So.
Oh, yeah, it's from January, so we're gonna be there for the next at least 6 to 8 months, right? So, okay. You
And
got
it's
it.
something that we can solve without, needing them, then we will, because, I mean, they're just misdemeanor things.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Askin,
What do we do with that?
just 30 days. Hi,
Good morning.
good morning.
Judge, were you doing anything on the bond since you picked up the case?
No, the bonds are high up there. I don't think it's,
Okay.
Judge, I'm here on an off docket matter.
okay, what you cost?
Case number is 2542069, Jose Traconis. He is present in the courtroom and, basically, he's,
Oh, he has a bond violation.
no, that's been, well, he did have one because he was out of town when he was summoned for a drug test.
Okay,
And he travels quite a bit for his job. And I can bring him forward to explain the problem if that's what you want to do. But,
what would you like?
well, he wants to, his next court date is April 8th. And he wants to make it so that if he's out of town during his drug test, well, that he gets drug tested on his court dates. We expect his,
Not yet,
okay,
not yet. It's just too early.
you know.
So if a couple months pass, then, and I know that there are no issues, is it a first? Look at Traconis. I know that he has a problem. No other
It's to be
DWIs?
resolved by
No
April.
prior date of the record.
We expect it to be resolved
So-
by April.
You guys, are you doing PTI?
We're hoping for PTI. We think we've got a good shot at it.
Okay. Traconis, come up. The thing is that it's really easy with what we have them do when they're out of town. Just go to a quest. They're all over, you know?
Yeah, I think he can handle that.
So I don't have a problem with you traveling. I just don't want you using. But I'm also not going to take your word that you're not using because everybody tells me they're not and then they.
Understand.
So if you're out of town and you get called upon to take a test, go to a local Quest Diagnostics and you
Okay.
can take a test there.
Okay.
They're all over. And it's not hard. You just go, hey, man, I just need a drug and alcohol test. They'll do it. It's a urine test. When you get the results, you got to give it to your lawyer. They'll get it to us and then everybody's happy.
Sounds good.
So-
That's right.
Yeah, just anytime you're out of town. So I don't care how much you travel. I don't care what, just if they call you, you got to go to a Quest.
Okay,
You've already been warned once. So if it happens again, it's not going to go well.
okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay, well, appreciate your help.
of course.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
So.
254
Thank you.
2069, Felicia.
Thank you, Judge. Just a moment. There's things. That.
Not like Vargas, smells like cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
Smell like cigarettes.
Spanish is hot. And it's It's hot. And it's in the fall. It's for me to do right here. I'll disclose it later.
Yes.
So I'll be ready in 2 minutes. The judge's coming out.
Are you gonna need an interpreter?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I told Tony, but she's busy.
No, they just sent her to a trial.
Trevon Frazier, come up.
Oh, she has good problem.
Mr. Frazier, I think that you make too much money to have a court-appointed lawyer. Do you not, do you live at home with mom or dad, or who do you live with? Yeah, I mean, you make a lot of money and you have literally no expenses, so I can't really give you one. So what we'll do is we'll give you time to hire a lawyer. And then we'll have you sign a reset. There's a gajillion and one lawyers out there. It's getting on the phone, interviewing one, finding one that you like. 99% of lawyers will put you on a payment plan as you go. So you just couple $100 here, there, however, like anything in life, you get what you pay for though, right? They're the Mercedes-Benz of lawyers, and then you got the Yugo of lawyers. So just be careful, all right? Don't be a danger to my city, man. You know what I mean? Really. All right, come on. Oh, he already? So I guess we need him to sign conditions.
Right, so they'll just.
Okay, yeah, just take seat. We'll have two conditions, then you're gone.
Jimenez, Edgar?
You ready? Is your case still open, or did we take care of it
Judge, it is open. We've set on Tuesday.
for trial?
No, sir. But I wanted to see.
Sentencing or?
No, sir. So it's still sitting open. We're trying to find a resolution. I've been talking to De Silva. Of course, we got the felony upstairs.
Oh, hold on. Is it on docket? No, it's on.
That's right, Tuesday.
What's your cost?
250-6632.
That's it. Oh, that's right. So we had the DWI, they charged him with the FSRA, right?
Yeah, we've opened that. We have, and the issue I'm having, Judge, is I'm out of town on Tuesday. I want to see if we can just push for 9 days to try to find resolution to this.
Is there one?
So this is gonna go through particular, I don't.
Do you have an offer upstairs?
No, not upstairs, no, sir. She just subpoenaed, she cut 2 subpoenas for phone records and stuff recently, but.
It said names.
Right, but is there any evidence that would be different? I mean, well, then you got autopsy reports and all that other.
That's the whole thing, Judge.
All the proximate cause stuff, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And then I would like to find a way to just resolve instead of coming back, obviously back and forth and issues. I know it's been pending here for a while too, Judge. The other one is set off until April, but it's not going to be resolved then. That one's not.
I get it. I mean, at some point it's like, it's a year, right, a year.
And I can basically get that with the program down here, because it is still their case down here. It's a year.
I know, I don't want to hog tie you guys, right? But at the same time, so I guess we'll give you the date that you want.
Yeah, we're just looking for something short just to push it to see.
Can you also, like at the next setting, can you have Mr. Silva come down so we can try to get a timeline of how long she thinks upstairs is gonna play out? And maybe, if it's something reasonable, I'm willing to work, but if it can be another 8-9 months, I'm gonna have a.
Absolutely. And I'll give her.
Yeah. Okay.
We get it, absolutely. It's gonna be a short
And look, I don't wanna. Right.
Have a good weekend. Thank you. Thank you.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Hi. Yes, ma'am. Come on.
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
I was substituted in today for a Spanish-speaking in custody case judge, and he is present here today after having bond forfeited. After having bond
Who is it though?
forfeited, Blandon, Bismarck, Blandon.
Oh, he's in jail.
Bismarck is the first name, Blandon.
He's in jail.
He's in jail.
Okay. Is there an ice hold?
Well, can't read the blind.
There is. Yeah.
And he's got an immigration hold, Judge.
What would you like?
We're waiving bail hearing.
Okay.
And then
Do you
there's
wanna
another,
reset?
so I can reset him, okay, Judge. Then I have also Mejia, Melkin, Andonis Mejia. He's in custody also. And he's got 2 cases. The first case I was appointed, I was appointed on both.
I see one
First
got
is an assault
dismissed.
family member. And that was set on the 17th, Monday. And today he's here on the interference with 911 call.
That got dismissed.
Oh, it got dismissed?
I see the interference.
Active over here, Your Honor, that being said, sometimes they take a little.
We're talking about Melkin Adonis Mejia.
Yes, that's correct. It is a domestic violence case, so I wouldn't know.
I show the assaults on open. I show the interference is dismissed, and it was dismissed in October of last year. Am I crazy? Yet it's set for 22, 21, 25. Something's wrong here, man. Look at, Mejia, age 20, no, yeah, 20, yeah, bottom of 27. Mine shows it's dismissed. Is it the wrong code? Coded wrong or something? Yeah, I'm sorry. They're open. My system's got to be wrong because I'm not showing any kind of dismissal here. I'm showing the general order bond was given 215. So, I mean, take a look.
Frazier?
Did someone put in a wrong code?
This was, okay,
Trevon Frazier?
I got an email about this last weekend. Apparently back in October, when PC was found, an entry was made where it was dismissed, but then we corrected it, deleted it back in October, but the disposition just hasn't been updated. So he's on bond. I did help me fix that right.
Okay, we're good.
It's open.
It's open.
Okay, and so the assault is set for March 25th.
Whatever you want.
25th is the other case is set.
Yeah, you want to put the same day?
And you addressed bond conditions on the 17th already.
Okay.
He's got an immigration hold.
Yeah, whatever you need.
Thank you, Judge.
Absolutely.
I got Jordan Galindo from the other day, the kid that you had put in for a couple of days. I was gonna see if you would consider reinstating his bond. Mom's here again. I think the message has been received. Mom's here.
Deputy, you going? Do you mind bringing out Mr. Galindo? Jordan, please. Thanks. Mom's in back, right?
Yeah, mom's here.
So what did we say that we were gonna do? We're gonna do curfew?
Yeah, I think he already has one.
The only thing is just continue to smoke.
The red levels hadn't come down and
Mom, do you want to come up? Come on up.
I think the whole, I was around my friends that were smoking as he learned. Yeah.
Council for Lisa?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good.
I'm sorry, 250. I'm so sorry. 250-6632. Thank you so much.
How's jail? Sucks?
It's not for me.
It's not supposed to. That's what I want to hear, you know? Do you speak Spanish? My mom used to tell me, dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres. Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. That's what life is. When you hang out with dogs, you're going to end up with fleas. I don't know if that's what's happening now, but I told you, I don't want you smoking, and it's continued to happen. Now, what should we do? Should we let him out? What do you think, Mom?
I agree with the same curfew. I want the same curfew he has, everything, just maybe drug test randomly.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd like to see him out, number one, Judge. I mean, his mom, he's got asthma. I think he's learned he needs to be out of there. I think he understands using the friends as an excuse is not gonna fly. Being around people that smoke weed, that ain't gonna get you positive. I explained that to him. You know, based on the videos, which I watched, it's he needs to understand who you're hanging out with is the reason you're getting in trouble. Like Judge said, okay?
You know, you have but one life. The more cases you start catching, the harder life gets. It doesn't get easier. The older you get bigger, fatter, uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. And if you don't have a trade, if you don't have an education, you're gonna end up in and out like all those other mopos in there now. Look at all the old timers in there. They're children who never grew up, never did anything with themselves, never amounted to anything. So all they do, they end up doing dope, they end up stealing to just, that's not a life, man. You got a mom that cares.
You understand you're here because you got in a car of someone else driving that decided not to stop, right? You understand who you're hanging out with is getting you in trouble. They've now landed you in jail 2 times. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
The day you got arrested and now when judge putting you back in. And you can blame your friends for the second time judge revoking your bond. But you need to understand you are putting yourself in this position by choosing to be around these people. So it's your decision how this goes, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to help you and get you out of this. But you gotta help yourself. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No hanging around with these people. It is a condition of your bond. I will give you another chance, but I will not play this game with you again. You continue to smoke. You continue to hang out with the people that you're hanging out with, or you pick up a new case, I'm gonna put you in, and I will not let you out again. You will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. And I tell you, it takes 9 months just to get a damn 911 tape. I'm all over the state repeatedly because of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the last chance you have with me. Okay? I'll reinstate the bond today. Same conditions fly. We test him in 40 days again, 40 to 45 days. If you're dirty again, get ready. You understand?
I'm also getting random drug tests too from the agency I work with, so just to keep up with.
Well, he's gonna test with us. I wanna know because I know.
No, definitely.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Make me proud. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Sir.
So what is he doing now? Is he in school or
Yes.
full-time, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Keep it up.
And I'm gonna get a mitigation packet in here.
Done.
Okay.
All right. You're out today.
So much.
It's the last chance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Reset when you,
What do you want?
okay, normal. Okay.
Ready?
Oh, he went to get him. So, McGee. So those guys. It's Williams.
Oh, it's Williams laughing.
I think on your docket you have him under McGee.
He has an alias, Your Honor.
Page 25, Judge,
Oh.
26, and 47.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Caramba la bamba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you tell me, what's the word? We gotta get, do you mind bringing him out? He's at no bond on some of our cases, so we gotta set a bond and stuff. I got him at no bond on the burglary case, on the theft case.
Well, he is
I
also.
still have to set one though.
Yeah.
It's literally at no bond.
Oh, no.
We have to set one.
Is he on a motion to adjudicate guilt?
He's on deferred for a UUMV from, hey, no talking over there, please. He's on deferred for UUMV from June of last year. And then January, it just kind of like,
Okay.
so is your last name Williams or is it McGee? Okay,
But what's the name? Williams was my alias name that I got when I was 5. I was from 5 to till I was in middle school. I had to use that name going throughout school. So Zion Williams was my alias name going from since I was 5 till I was in middle school. But
so what's your birth certificate say?
Zion McGee.
Okay, so that's the name that we're gonna use because that's your true name. Okay,
Mr.
McGee, I mean, I don't even know what happened, but I'm in shock, man. You're on deferred for an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Since January, you picked up a failure to ID, an evading arrest, 2 theft cases, another evading arrest, another UUMV, and another burglary of a motor vehicle. So we have.
Oh, excuse
Hold
me,
on.
sir.
We're gonna do probable. I have no idea what happened. We'll do probable cause on all of them because I have no idea. All I know is that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 open cases.
Okay.
So let's do this. I see, so far, from January 23rd of this year, he had a failure to ID evading. We've already done probable cause. It's been found that there's a bond set. It looks like February 14th, a felony theft was picked up. A bond has been set on that case. Probable cause has been found. Now, as of 2:15, the next day, you picked up a theft, evading arrest, another unauthorized use, and a burglary of a motor vehicle. So we're going to do probable cause on all those cases. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So I guess, can you start with the theft from 2:15?
Yes.
So in this case, you're facing up to 6 jail and or a $2,000 fine.
On February 14th, 2025, officers were dispatched to 6955 Sam Houston Freeway regarding a shoplifter. The call note stated that a black male wearing blue jeans and a brown jacket was inside the store concealing items. The officer observed the defendant walking outside the location and through the parking lot. The officer attempted to make contact with the defendant, who then began to flee on foot. The defendant ran through the parking lot, maneuvering through motor vehicles. The officer was then able to catch up with the defendant and attempted to tackle the defendant to the ground. The defendant was able to slip away and continue to evade. The officer was able to tackle the defendant to the ground, but was still attempting to stand back up and get away. So the officer struck him one more time to gain compliance, and he evaded for approximately 50 yards.
Where was that theft from?
Target, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll find probable cause on both of those cases. So then we have now a burglary of a motor vehicle from 2/19/25. What happened then? Thanks.
On December 25th, 2024, officers were dispatched for an abandoned stolen vehicle at the Cypress Park and Ride. The officer reviewed surveillance footage taken from December 25th, 2025 and observed the complainant's vehicle. The officer identified a black male wearing a hoodie, blue jeans, and brown boots entering the vehicle. The officer immediately recognized and identified the defendant, identified as Zyron McGee, also known as Zion Williams, from a previous case at the same location. The defendant in the video, do so. He then broke the window and got into the vehicle. The complainant did not give the defendant permission to be in the vehicle and was missing a jacket and a charging cord.
Did you say all that was on video too?
Yes, on the surveillance.
The other thing you said, it happened December 25th
Yes,
of 25 or 24?
24.
So it seems, okay. So I'll find there's probable cause to go forward there.
Okay.
So what, we need to set bonds on these cases. What should we set them at?
Well, of course, defendant is 18 years old, judge, no job. Are you in school?
No, man, I'm about to go back to school. They, two of my schools didn't allow me because of my charges of the summertime in 2024, and they denied me school.
What grade are you in?
I'm supposed to be 12th grade. I'm supposed to be graduating this year.
I see one thing. That's what I see.
Yes, sir. But
It's the only thing I see.
yes, sir.
No,
Sir.
no. The problem is, well, you have the right to remain silent. You know, you will have the opportunity to fight these cases. But the problem is, when we let you out, you pick up a case. It's like you're your own worst enemy, dude. Really. Who do you have in your life? Who's there for you? Who do you have?
Man, only people I got in my life is my big sister and my brothers and stuff, but we all separated type stuff. I keep trying to keep in touch. I I'm trying to keep in contact with them. Other than that, on a day-to-day basis, I have two friends that I stay with, and I accompany my friend's father. You feel me? I accompany him on a day-to-day basis. Just, you feel me?
Mr. McGee, you have to make a change before you get killed. You live in Texas, man. People like their guns and they like their cars. And I cannot tell you how many people get shot at and killed because they break into the.
Just listen to the.
I'm listening. Just can talk. Yes, sir.
You're trying to think of things to say and you're not listening. You know, I'm trying to give you pointers in life because the problem is you've probably never had someone in your life to tell you, hey man, straighten up and fly right before you land your ass in prison for the next 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Don't thank me. Don't, you know, you think that this is a game and it's not a game, Mr. McGee. You've got 8 open cases now. And the problem is that you cannot use your circumstances to justify the criminality, meaning that I know that you may have had a hard look in life. We are now here to help you, and I will try to help you in every way that I can. But the problem is that if I let you out, I don't think that you're going to listen to me. I don't think that you're going to do what you're supposed to do. So something's got to give. Either you're going to get a lengthy prison sentence, you're going to grow up in there with probably the wrong people trying to guide you. When you're out there in the free world, if you need help, we can always help you here. All you got to do is ask. But when you're given a bad lot in life, you can still raise up and persevere. It's just how you go about doing it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You've dug yourself a hole, but it's not so damn deep that you can't get out of. Someday you will, but you have to turn around because something's got to give. You're either going to get a lengthy jail sentence or you're going to end up dead. People like their guns and they like their cars. And when you mess with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your ass dead. And I can show you article after article after article where someone ends up dead because they break into the wrong person's car. I have it here. Once every 2 weeks, someone's dead because of it. I would not let you out unless I know that you have a stable and trusting place to go to. Not a friend, not.
Okay.
Mr. McGee, you need time. This isn't something that we just make here on a 2-second wham. I want to give you guys time to talk about circumstance, how things go. Right now, I'm going to set the bonds all at 5,000 and, I guess 5,008 because he has 8 cases open. You also have to understand one more thing. You probably don't have anyone in this life that's going to bond you out when you pick up criminal cases. So when you're out there in the free world and you're thinking of things, if I do this, could this land me in custody? Because if it does, you ain't got no one that's going to get you out. That's what you got to think about. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to have any contact with any of the people, any of the places, complaining witnesses, no weapons. If you get out, I'm going to give you a leg monitor so I know where you are at all times. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but we need to find something. Something's got to change because what's happening now is just not working. And I'm not going to let you go. Somehow we're going to work this thing out one way or the other. So I guess let's set it a week and then see what you can to find something stable. And then just let me know. If you can, we'll talk and we'll think. The problem is you still have the felony cases upstairs. So even if whatever we do, you still have a $20,000 bond on the felony theft. Is that a stolen car case?
The M&J case was a stolen car. I don't know if the more recent one.
No, there's another 2,500.
Yes, Your Honor. It was out of the same transaction as the most recent one, it looks like.
So yes, it was a stolen vehicle.
Can I make it a bond condition that he doesn't go near any cars?
Your Honor, the state would be requested
Can't
in
breathe the air.
Yeah, well, obviously, but, well, the problem is I don't know where, to have a curfew, you need a place to go to. So that's one of the issues that we have, right?
I just saw my release or something. But I'll verify he has a place to live in a week that he can stay to.
Really sucks, man. It really does. I wish that things were different, Start listening to people, people who care, because that's the only way you're gonna start getting help around here. Eventually you'll get out. If you ever need anything, we have cell phones, tablets, places for you to go, to eat. You want a job? I can get you a job. We have damn near anything that you could possibly want. All you have to do is ask. Okay, so 5,008 on all the ones that don't have bonds now.
So was it you had blocked 25 oh one?
Yeah, just leave it at, just leave it as.
The attorney generated her
Guys, hey, I don't want you to talk here because we got a whole audience here. It's not good. We'll get you back there talking.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll work it one way or the other, but you're your own worst enemy, my friend.
Yes, sir.
It's got to stop.
I will.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Judge, we have an arraignment.
So Felicia,
we wait till next week? Because
no, I wanted to sign now.
I know.
No, yeah, just in case. So no weapons, no contact with any of the complaining witnesses, no going where they live, no drugs, no alcohol, random testing, and a GPS monitor prior to release.
Yes. Judge, you ready for the arraignment?
Yeah.
All right, Judge, page 5. Gary, can Gary come on up?
Yes, sir. How you doing this morning? I apologize for being late.
It's okay. I'm
Yes,
glad
sir.
you made it.
I'm just glad I was able to call and let you know because I was gonna come, no matter if I had to
You're
start
here now.
walking.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Tell me your last name again.
Gary, Gary. My name.
Stop. Don't, please. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I have a bunch of DAs here and whatever you say that they can try to use it against you. So that we'll talk here momentarily and then I'll let you get out. But I just don't want you to say something that hurts you, So Miss Gary, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On February 16th, 2025, within Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance. The officers made contact with the defendant who stated that she and the complainant were in a dating relationship. The defendant stated that she and the complainant were in a verbal argument when she stated that she did not like his comments. And the defendant stated that she assaulted him by punching, biting, and scratching him. The complainant stated that there was a physical altercation and that his injuries were in fact from the defendant. The officer observed several scratches, bite marks, and bruises on the complainant's body.
What is the relationship? Do you know?
Your Honor. They were in a dating relationship since October 1st, 2024.
Okay, so Ms. Gary, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm granting a protective order. This is a protective order that identifies Mr. Ovanian as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. Do you understand? This is a very serious court order that if you violate, the state can and probably will file a violation of a protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up, so just don't. Now, would you like me to provide you with a lawyer? Okay, I will give you a lawyer today. Everything that you wanted to tell me, tell it to the lawyer, and then they can, if need be, come and talk to me and we can try to resolve any issues that may come. I'm afraid of what you would say to me. They're gonna hear it. It's probably not a good thing, you know? Do you have any other questions?
I can go to jail for a year.
That's the potential punishment in this type of case. It's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. That is an assault. In this type of assault.
Yes, sir.
So, but that doesn't mean it's gonna happen, you know? It just, the potential, that's all.
Yes, sir.
So I need you to fill out an application for me though. So Deputy Echegoyen is gonna give you an application. I just need you to fill it out. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then I'll have you talk to a lawyer here.
So am I still, do I have to pay anything on a PR bond?
No,
Okay, thank
not paying
you.
anything.
Thank you. Oh, well, they said I had a $90 court fee.
Don't listen to them.
God bless you, sir.
I would also have a year for a signature sign for news. Judge Burglary, would you like the 9 to 6 curfew or 7 to 7?
7 to 7.
Yeah.
On Miss Gary, did they try to charge her for any kind of supervision fees or anything? Do you mind looking around? You know, sometimes they'll, on a PR bond, they'll say that there's a. Look who it is. Wow. This is where Thunderbird. You all right?
Any better now?
Ready? Oh, Mark Ash, is that what we've been waiting on the whole time? Mark Ash, you ready?
Hey, I'm great, Judge. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, he's in jail, so they're gonna bring him
I
out.
see.
He needs to sign and do things for him. Palma, P-A-L,
Yeah, okay.
P-A-L-M-A, Palma. Por favor, aquí, por favor, aquí nomás. Así no. Vamos, pero. Bill, Betty.
There's no ice hold, right? No ice hold? No ice hold?
He has an ice hold from what I understand.
I don't see him.
Does he have an ice hold?
I don't see him. I don't see one. I don't know
Well,
why
it's
he's still.
showed here in the computer, he had a hold. But it didn't show what hold it was. And then I looked and it said ice hit. So I'm assuming that the hold is. an
I
ice
guess
hold.
it's not showing on my end, but you see it. Okay.
I see 218.
And it's showing.
Yeah, it is. Well, they see it. I don't, for some reason, it's not showing on me. I don't know why. Sometimes it's like that where it'll,
He was brought from Fort Bend County over here. So he had a Fort Bend County case.
oh, really?
So then he was talking.
What was over there? Another theft?
I think it was.
That's
I don't
important.
know.
Can
That's
you,
the state.
can you run his NCIC, please?
What it was.
Remind me the plans.
Because my admonishment will be different if that's the case. That's why.
Is it,
Oh, right, yes. I know we talked about it, I just couldn't remember.
yeah, he had a Fort Bend County case. I don't know if it was that.
I think that's his history, so I'm gonna run him one more time.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis y con mucho gusto. Acérquese aquí, por favor. Únicamente miro el juez y le contesta en español. Ok. ¿Cómo te llamas? Daniel Palma. ¿Palma? Sí, un placer.
Mr. Palma,
Señor Palma, se lo mismo.
charged with
Aquí se le
theft,
acusa con hurto, robo, acérquese aquí, hermano.
facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De $2,000.
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 6 days that you have
6
done.
días que ya cumplió.
You have served your time. What you need to understand is that this charge will now go on the record.
Tu expediente personal.
This is also an enhanceable offense, meaning that if you continue to pick up theft cases, at some point, they will hit you with a felony charge and you will be looking at days instead of years. You also need, you will be looking at years instead of days. Sorry. Dyslexia. You also need to understand that this can have grave consequences on immigration issues in the future. You know, the more cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of them use it against you in a bad way for immigration purposes. You give up a lot of rights. You give up the right to a trial here, right to compel and talk to witnesses, confront and cross-examine your accusers. Like I said, it will have immigration issues. They can use this to deport you, exclude you from the country, or deny you naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to something, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. You also need to understand that after today, you are now looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up, because this can be used to enhance your punishment. Did he have a prior theft?
No, Your Honor. So I see that there's a robbery case
Robbery?
that was filed after this theft. That looks like he pled guilty to a couple weeks ago, actually. And then there's also looks like, I can't see this position, so I'm assuming it's still pending, a pending engaging in organized criminal activity, as well as a pending failure to ID.
Mr. Palma. I have but one future. The future can be glorious, where you take nice vacations, where you have nice cars, beautiful wives, because you work hard and earn it. Or you can spend the next 30 years of your life in and out of custody because you do boneheaded things. Make better choices. It's not hard. You know what is right. You know what is wrong. How do you plead to this theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm gonna find you guilty. I will sentence you to the
6 days credit for 2.
6 days in
Sorry,
jail.
9 days.
9 days credit for 6.
Straight.
All right, man. It's not hard.
Es casi huele recto, no es algo difícil. Buena suerte. Pasa a la izquierda, por favor.
Did not expect all that.
Luis, we got one more for you. Mr. Solorio.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Hacemos, we'll floor you on it.
On the 11th. For y'all to call me to come down here and be like.
Thinking I'm trying to do this bail out.
Somebody, I guess. Judge, let me make sure they bring flying out. Oh.
They're bringing them out right now.
¿Está allá atrás?
Yeah.
Ponemos con él. You never know. Not like my back, it's just. Who is this? Oh, wow, that's my middle name, Eduardo. Eduardo, yeah.
Nice.
For a long time, I didn't like it.
Why?
Shit, I don't know, I just didn't say, now I love it. I think it's so
Okay,
beautiful.
what did you want me to sign?
It was just a bunch of bond conditions. We have most of the defendants are waiting on them for the reset as well.
Luis, not.
And we had just got them all right now.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's a beautiful name.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, man. Especially more since she's not with us anymore, so.
Oh, okay.
Miss that day. So Judge, you guys only call me when, no one else answers.
So where are you working now?
I'm on the 11th floor, I'm just, 11th. Hola, buenos días. Me llamo Luis, yo me llamo Luis Eduardo. Pasa aquí, hermanito. Acérquese aquí, por favor.
Okay, so
Y después sí le contestan.
who do we have here?
This is Mr. Eduardo Solario Orozco.
Orozco.
Okay, Solorio Orozco. Mike.
Judge, basically, he is just signing a waiver.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay.
Oh, he has to sign it?
Yeah.
So Solorio Orozco, you are wanted out of the state of California, specifically Sonoma Parish, for violation of a post-released community supervision.
Una supervisión post libertad de supervisión comunitaria.
Are you waiving formal extradition?
Extradición formal el día de hoy, señor. Tiene que hablar, hermano.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. We wish you the best of luck.
Les deseo la mejor de las
Judge
suertes.
needs to sign.
Escribirme ahí como pueda.
And Judge, his recent date's gonna be, March 10th. Marzo 10.
Okay, thank you so much. Where's
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Andre Murdoch?
Trials for next week? Blaze, any trials for next week? What we got?
I think work out one of them. I need to talk with Kenzie on hers. I think that's really the only one that we were planning on going on, but I think we're just gonna, I just want to take a look at
Kenzie,
it. for
who's the defense lawyer?
That's a good question. I don't know. The case is, there's another that he's already accepted PTI.
It's a Sean Darby's case. I know he's a Darby's case.
It's Sean's, okay.
And I know
DWI?
that Sean right now is also in trial, so I think.
No, they ended, according to Facebook.
Are they one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna take a look at
Never
that.
mind.
The motion to suppress granted, I think.
Oh, okay. I
Is
haven't
that-
actually walked through. I knew he was not yesterday.
Yeah, I think they won that one, so. Do we have a DWI with them?
So we have a DWI, so Myers was already, that was when we filed the continuance on.
Oh, we did it.
Ibarra was just planned today.
Okay, that was, right, okay.
And then, we're gonna be able to work out that case that's on Young. We're gonna be able to work it out. And then.
So the only one is Sean.
It's subpoenaed, it's motioned, it's ready, yeah, from what I understand.
So you're all ready.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk, I wanted to take a look at it this weekend, just so I can catch myself up on it. But I'll.
Let me reach out to Sean too, see,
Chandra Moss?
Judge, I've got
And I can talk to Sean.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see you there. Hey,
It'll be quick.
no.
All right, yes.
Hi, James, come on up.
Sorry about that. I was in court 7 all
Don't
morning.
worry about it, I'm happy to have you, you know?
Mr. Vieira, who's in bond forfeiture for a long time, or? Let me see, Judge.
So you're still on it?
Yes, Judge.
I'd like you, please, because
Sure.
what I'm gonna do now is, I'm putting an ankle monitor on him.
Okay.
Come up, come up.
You mean a GPS monitor or a SCRAM device?
Oh,
Oh, okay. One for each ankle, okay.
get a curfew of 7 to 7, and then is discovery complete? Please tell me it is. Please tell me
Double
it
check, Your
is.
Honor. Do you have a cost number by any chance? It's not coming up.
I got it right here. It's 245-1072.
There we go. Yes, it's complete, Your Honor.
You have 2 weeks to figure out what you want to do on this case. You must be back here in 2 weeks, and I will either set your case for trial or you will accept a plea bargain agreement. But you have multiple bond forfeitures. You have had bond violation after bond violation after bond violation. Today, you get 2 monitors One is a scram, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. The other one is GPS monitor, so I can keep tabs on you. And let me express my, in the event that you ever take off on me, I will do la cucaracha on your bond. Do you understand? Do you have an offer on this case, please?
Yes, we have both a 30-day and an 18-month probation.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. You'll be randomly tested. Does he have a Texas driver license, please?
I'm gonna run it right now to see if it's eligible.
There is already from 2023 an order for you not to drive. You are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you're driving a car, I will have a contempt hearing. You understand?
His license is suspended.
Okay. You don't have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. One ankle, you understand you'll get a scram monitor, your other ankle a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew of 7 to 7. Back here in 2 weeks, you must accept the plea bargain agreement. It is your responsibility to get with Mr. Sims. If you do not get with him, then if you have immigration issues, use your responsibility between now and then to also see an immigration lawyer as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
Judge.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. You will get with Fleischer for your bond conditions.
That's good. Just, do you want to have a seat in the jury box?
I can see him right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Kavita.
Jackson Norton, you just gave him bond conditions, and I wanted to know if we can amend the curfew because of his work.
Okay, I knew that he had issues. What would you like?
Judge, he'd just like to remove the curfew, but keep the restriction from any bars or alcohol, or places that serve alcohol, so that he doesn't go around there, but his
So
job
what I
is-
said is he cannot go to any establishment where it's 50% or more, where there's like a true bar. If he's going to like a Longhorn Steakhouse, if he's going to, Papacitos, that's okay. But if you're going to a bar like the Marquee, or you're going to, that's unacceptable. No bars, nightclubs, anything of this nature, because I don't want him to, we're working on our 4th assault now. No, and so I don't want him out in the middle of the night. I'm willing to work with you on the curfew, but
So from what he's told me, he works 8-hour shifts, but he's also he's maintenance, so he can be on call and have to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning to get to work if there's an emergency. So he just wants to make sure that he won't be violating bond conditions if he has to go to work. My documentation that he.
right, I need proof because I'm not going to take his word for it. So bring me proof and then we can talk. But yeah, I'm not going to take his word for it that he gets up at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning to go to this place and that place and, So, but show me something like that and then, yeah, we can work.
Okay, so
But-
we'll keep the curfew in place, and then if he needs to travel forward, we can provide proof that he's clocking in and clocking out.
No contact with any of the complaining witnesses, no weapons, and then, he's got the device on his ankle, so we know he's not consuming too.
Is that a scram? Okay. So scram and GPS is what you're doing?
No, I didn't. Well, yeah, I guess so that we know that he's not out in the middle of the night, and if, after some time, if he's good, then we can amend the conditions as far as the GPS. Scram,
30 to
Just-
60 days?
be proactive, you know what I mean? Show me, I want to know that there are not going to be any more issues, but yeah, okay. Thanks,
Did you
Denise.
say 7 to 7?
No. I don't know. He said he had a problem with 6. I didn't know. What did I do? I didn't do 7 to 7.
Sorry, we're gonna do 9 to, the standard 9 to 6.
9 PM to 6 AM? I think he has to be at work at 6 a.m., right?
Leaves the house and that's.
Yesterday.
Can you
And
come
so
up
do 5 a.m.?
5 a.m.? 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.? Okay.
So just yesterday, I worked from 6 to 11 at night.
Yeah, I'll do 5 in the morning.
Thank you.
Yep. But don't want any more issues.
Ellie Curly, can I do like, midnight? Because sometimes it's 30 minutes drive back home and I get off at
I'm
11.
not giving you till midnight. It's not gonna happen. And I want proof of anything that, as far as work is,
Requires like
I'm not gonna
a
take your
tug or
word for
something?
it. So I need proof that, that they're actually working at this time, and then we can work on your schedule, but I'm not letting you out in the middle of the night. It's not gonna happen.
Sure.
Okay? Thanks.
Judge, 9 to 5, Judge. 9 p. to 5 a.m.
9 to 5, right? Yeah.
So we're gonna amend this. I'm ready.
Chidi.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Approach. Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I am here on Mr. Isaac Joseph. I was just assigned to him this morning. It's my understanding that you may want to do something with his bond since he was on bond and looks like he picked up 2 other cases.
Sorry, who is that?
Isaac Joseph, yes, ma'am.
Hey, Mr. D, they didn't give him PR bonds on those cases, right?
No, sir.
I mean, I think that they're okay, I guess. What do you think?
I think it's okay. What you think?
Saluting, Your Honor.
It's okay.
Give me 3 seconds.
Bonds are low, but I don't know that he's gonna make bond.
He told me he couldn't make bond, Judge.
For the verdict court, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
Thank you.
is he homeless?
Yes, sir. Yes, I get a call sometimes. In a building where a bunch.
Trying to sleep?
Trying to sleep, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell him that we can find places for him to sleep if he wants,
I'll let him know, Judge.
Okay, thanks, Mr. D.
Mr. Judge, can I reapprove?
Yeah.
So Judge, he said that he works at the Ollie dealership until 7 and his curfew's till 7. Can we do till 8 so he has time to get home?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Thank you, Judge.
I think we're done. I think we're done.
One more bond.
Oh, she's there. Oh, you need me.
Bond, yeah, it's just.
Yeah. We'll see.
He got worse yesterday. So I took him to the doctor and they gave him the medicine, right? Antibiotics. It's like new today, It's crazy how just a little bit of that, whatever, boom, it's like his money today, which is great. Yeah, because I can't take another day, man. Exactly. Right. And I need time by myself too,
For the
I want
conditions
to,
on Deborah, for the mullet, or Gary Deborah, what were the conditions you wanted to pick?
no contact and no weapons.
Thank you.
I thought that was it.
Yeah. We done?
Almost. I was looking forward to this.
We're almost done, Judge. Patience. That was nervous.
Come on, work night, come on.
Judge, do you play on PC or?
No, switch.
Oh.
And it sucks because it's so slow that it bugs and freezes all the time. And I get killed all the time because the damn freezes up. So I'm itching for the new Switch to come out. Their number 2s should be out sometime this year. And I'm like,
What's your bar now?
guys.
Have a good weekend.
You guys have fun. Be safe. Thanks, Mr. D. See you Monday.
And here's a copy of the conditions going on.